Welcome, welcome, Itamar. Great to have you on the call as our host of the week. And of course, we're looking
Of
forward to
course.
having you in each of our calls. Very excited to have you here. And Itamar, I've been with you in the last cruise that we had in Asia, right?
Right.
And now here
That's
you are
true. That's
again. You're just enjoying, you just finished up the North American cruise, and I believe you're still in the US, right?
yeah, right now I'm still in the US. I'm in a small town or a small city that's called St. Petersburg. I'm very close to Tampa in the US. Um
Wow.
yeah, good to see you. Hello Ron Entry Phone. Good morning from Thailand, Ronan. Good morning. Good morning. Um yeah,
Yes.
I see
Hello,
you last
hello.
time on the cruise and this cruise you didn't show up, huh? But the next one for sure I'm going to see you, huh?
Well, as you know, something has to be left in our offices to take care of our business here. And definitely on the next cruise, I would love, love, love to be a part of it. And I know that you had a wonderful time. I've been seeing a lot of, exciting photos that is being shared by our partners who joined in the cruise. And how long are you going to stay there in the US?
Um, well, to be honest, I don't know. Right now, I'm not very rushed to go back to Israel. Maybe
Mhm.
better to stay in the States, huh?
Well, I know that you're having a wonderful time there. Enjoy as much as you can, Itamar. But nonetheless, of course, we're very excited for this call. We'd like to welcome each and every one of our partners who just joined in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our product Crossfire. All right, team, get your team on the call. Message them right now as we're about to get started in a few minutes from now. And of course, we're waiting for David to hop in and join us in this call. And of course, Itamar. So we'd like to meet Itamar, our new host for the week.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good to be here. I'm really excited. Um, yeah, my name is Itamar. I'm from Israel and I'm LA plus, and I'm really excited to be here on the call with you, Rico, and with David, and with all of you around the world. And guys, let me introduce for everybody David. Good evening, David. So David handles the regulatory affairs as at Opulence Global. From his science the pharmac- pharmaceutical background, David recognized the incredible value of Fairy Flawless as a world-class product that delivers on its promise of anti-aging. His enthusiasm continued with the Fountain of Life, which is the most powerful antioxidant from nature, and the future development is the Safe Home Revolution collection. David is honored to be part of this incredible journey as Opulence Global changed the lives of people. Good evening for you, David.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm fine. All of
Good.
us with you guys.
Well, Itamar, thank you so much for the warm and the kind introduction that you have given. And of course, we'd like to welcome you as our new host of the week. And we're looking forward to having you in each of our corporate calls. And I know Itamar as a very fun guy, and we met each other in the cruise in Asia. And yeah, he has actually a lot of ideas and a lot of being with us on this call. And of course, welcome to each and everyone. I can see, Tamar, that there are a lot of people joining us from different parts of the world. So we'd like to welcome you and acknowledge you. Of course, let's just take a moment to recognize each and everyone who joined us in this call. Of course, we have people joining us from Thailand. I know that Aranya and Apina is here, but I think they're still enjoying their time in Canada, right? So welcome. We have Thailand in the house. We have who else is here? We have Sorada, another one from Thailand. We also have Vancouver in the house. So we'd like to welcome John and Sherry Buswood. Thank you so much for joining us. We also have Gloria Charles. Hello, Gloria. Nice to see you here. Maria Batiste. Thank you so much for joining us here. Wow. And of course, We also have here Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Good evening to you as well. And yeah, we have Charlene. We have so many people joining us. And of course, we have Rona and Trifon all the way from Thailand. And yes, yes, more and more people are joining us here. But nonetheless, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you and welcome to our product Crossfire. And actually, I'm part of the corporate team, as mentioned by Itamar, and on behalf of our Senior Vice President Ines, who has been diligently working behind the scenes. You just came from a cruise. I'm very privileged to be a part of this call. And this call is very important because today we can gain valuable information on how we can improve our health, as well as learn more about how our products can be instrumental in helping you achieve optimal health. The great thing about this is it provides us with an avenue to learn more about our products. And we do not need actually to become a doctor or a health expert to share information on how our products can impact people's health. Just by inviting people on this call, we can become agents of change when it comes to improving the health as well as the lives of many people around the world. So in this call, you can also directly ask your questions and have them personally answered. And if you have any questions, you may type it in our Q&A box, which you can see on our screen, and we'll have those questions answered for you as well. So if you are new here, we'd like to welcome you and would like to thank you for being on the call. And if you've been here for so many times, just like me, we'd like to welcome you as well. And note that every call is unique and every call provides new learnings, new knowledge that we can learn from. And of course, we can also pass that information to others as well. And for those of you who are new here, let me share with you our advocacy, and that is what we call the Safe Home Revolution. And this is what it means is we want to protect you, your family, and your loved ones by removing all the harmful ingredients from the product we use every day. Because you have to understand, the health and beauty sector is a multi-billion-dollar industry which is oversaturated with products. And what this means is we want to protect you, your family, and your loved ones by removing all the harmful ingredients from the product we use every day. And as I was saying, the health and beauty sector is actually a multi-billion-dollar industry oversaturated with products. Over time, a lot of these ingredients found in the products that we use and consume, it can negatively impact our overall health and well-being. And at Opulence Global, our motto is, if it exists, make it better. If it doesn't exist, create it. And we've been thoroughly reviewing the personal care industry for some time now, and we wanted to raise the bar by providing consumers with products that contain ingredients that they can pronounce and trust. And over the last few years, we've globally outsourced raw proprietary materials and have diligently teamed up with revolutionary scientists to help formulate and develop the product line that will deliver health, safety, and optimum results without having to compromise the quality and integrity of the ingredients that we use. And also, we are passionate about the products we create and stand proudly behind all of our ingredients. And our mission is to provide you with scientific-based, medical-grade, safe take-home products that cover your daily essentials, from your oral health to your daily skincare regimen to maintaining and preserving your overall health. And our products are enriched with premium grade and patented microsilver. And today, David, I just want to get started. Last week, we did a wonderful call together discussing about the lignans and how it basically protects and preserves our health. And today, the topic that I would like to cover is basically concerning the microsilver. And microsilver is one of the premium ingredients that has been very beneficial when it comes to our health. So, David, if you could share with us as a start an overview of what this microsilver is all about and the benefits that it gives when it comes to our health.
Yeah, microsilver is an interesting product. It's, silver is one of the oldest antimicrobial agents that's been around in the world, since the days of Cyrus the Persian king, who used it to prevent the spread of disease in their water. So they used to carry casks, water casks that were silver lined to prevent that. The product is called microsilver that we do use. It is a large particle, meaning it's 10 microns in size. That's an important factor for several reasons. Number one, it can't be absorbed by the body. And we won't develop argyria or any other issues as a result if we should ingest it by accident. So it's incredibly safe. But at the same time, it has a very large surface area. And the surface area is very key because the surface area allows in a moist environment for silver electrons to be released, and those silver electrons they disrupt the transport mechanisms of bacteria on the skin or in the mucosal layer. And so as a result of that, it disrupts it and actually destroys it at the same time. Uh, Now, I think people should realize also there is still good microflora on our skin, but that's found below the surface. It's not on the epidermis, so it's below the epidermis, and that's why it's not effective. So microsilver has proven to be very soothing, very supportive of our skin's processes. It's great for recovery. So that's why we placed it in our quad AG at night, so that during the recovery process, as we sleep, it helps our skin. Uh, the one thing that microsilver does is it continues to work even over time because as long as it's on our skin or on our mucosal layer, it'll continue to release silver ions, and those silver ions continue to work and cleanse the bacteria that causes so many issues. So microsilver has been really well used. During the pandemic, they discovered that microsilver actually worked against coronavirus. You know, to be honest with you, until that point, we weren't even sure that. And there's some speculation, but they tried it, they tested it, they discovered that it was a very effective agent for the coronavirus. And they started, and as a result, they developed the fairy microsilver spray. The reason they did that is that we're all wearing masks during that period of time. Sorry, tonight I think I need a mask. I've got a bit of a cold. But the masks that we're all wearing are passive filters. And they want to try out, see if it can be effective in cleansing the virus as it exits or enters the mask. And they found out they could create a very active filter with the microsilver spray. Now that was one thing they discovered. The other thing is that they sprayed it on transport, uh, transportation on buses over in Europe. They discovered that it was incredibly effective as an agent. Now they made this product so that it can be sprayed on hard surfaces, and that's the design of it. Yes, it's skin safe, but no, it wasn't designed for use on the skin. So the reason I'm saying that, we're trying to make products with a purpose. So we're not here to say, use this on cushions and seats and masks, and oh, by the way, use it as a deodorant. You know, that was not the design of the product. The design of the product is a hard surface type of antimicrobial, antiviral cleanser. And that's where it will work the best. And we have other products for our skin that is much skin friendly as a result. And we're using microsilver more and more because it's been proven to be very effective. The same microsilver is being used now in implant technology. So, when they're doing implants, like medical implants, hip replacement surgeries, dental implants, they're coating it with microsilver, the same microsilver that we're using in our products. And it is a medical grade microsilver that we're using, but they're using an implant technology to reduce the amount of infections. Anyone who works in surgery on this call will know that one of the key areas that hospitals are always looking at is reducing the amount of cross-contamination infections that are created. And they're using silver type coated products to prevent that. So we're using that same microsilver in our products, and we're moving forward with different things. Anyway, so I just want you to understand that the quality of the product is incredibly high. We're very unique with this with microsilver, and it has shown to be very effective in a number of different products. When we started developing the toothpaste, one of the key objectives was to make a toothpaste that actually worked. And so when we took out fluoride, the question was, well, what else can we use in place of fluoride? What's the purpose of making a toothpaste? And everyone's going to come back and say, you know what? I'm not using any fluoride, but my cavities are incredibly high now, and I'm failing on my dental exams. So as a result, we had this tested along with the company, and they discovered that this is very good against periodontal disease and halitosis, as well as plaque formation. And they studied this over in Erlag and over in Europe, and they found that this was a very good agent for this. So microsilver, the use of microsilver is just increasing exponentially within our company. And now you're going to see the release of the mouthwash, instead of alcohol, we're going to have microsilver. The nice thing about the microsilver that as we rinse out our mouths, it will embed itself into the mucosal layer. Like it will embed itself into our gums and the lining of our mouth, keep it fresher for longer periods of time, and it's completely safe. So we could do that. Now with the microsilver mouthwash is one thing. This microsilver spray will be great for us travelers. People are traveling and or going to a meeting. You can just give it a quick spray and it will reduce the amount of germs that are causing bad breath or halitosis. So we're moving forward in interesting directions that are going to help us benefit, not just socially, but health-wise. And remember that during the pandemic, they did make a lot of announcements and they discovered that or maybe they knew this all the time. It just wasn't that clear that our mouths or oral cavity is the gateway to many possible long-term issues. And so they released the fact that germs can enter, bacteria can enter. It can lead to cardiovascular disease. It can lead to dementia. And those are the things that started coming out during the pandemic. And so it's very important to keep our mouths clean. It's very important to reduce the amount of viral activity and bacterial activity in our mouths to keep our health that much better over a longer period of time. Sorry, I've been talking a lot here, but I threw out a lot of information. I hope some of it sticks and helps you.
Yes, absolutely, David. This is really helpful, especially when it comes to understanding something that, a lot of people do not know about yet. And there's always a conception that, it's silver, David, it's silver. So it's metal. So is it safe? Is it safe for the body to consume or for the body to be exposed to?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's safe. Believe me, it's a safe product. They've got a lot of PhDs at the company get it from. But silver's been used for a long time, so of course it's a very, very safe product. Um, and the thing is that I think the 10 micron size is very important for everyone to understand. We're not able to actually absorb this silver. It's just way too large for our bodies to absorb. 10 microns is too large. It's not nano, it's not colloidal, or it's not silver water. And there's a big difference between the two, or between those three and microsilver. Because of the large particle size, it can't be absorbed. And that's why it won't lead to kidney issues. It will not lead to argyria. Argyria is simply the graying of the skin, but that's permanent. That can happen if you take in silver water or colloidal silver. I don't know why it's still allowed to be sold, but it is allowed to be sold. And it doesn't do anything, but it can lead to argyria, which is a permanent graying of your skin. It could cause kidney issues. So you have to be very careful if you're using it.
Yes, David. Thank you so much for that clarification as well, because I know that this has been a lot of questions has been raised with regards to this, because of course they are not yet familiar that microsilver is totally safe and has been used for many many years already, and it serves as what you have said, an antimicrobial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory. And what does it mean, David, when you say microbiome friendly? I'm looking actually on one of the slides that we have. What does it mean, microbiome friendly?
Well, what we're talking about is, our microflora. We do have good bacteria, and we do have microflora on our skin that's very valuable to us. It's just, when we talk about, destroying bacteria, there are some processes that are very important to our good health. And for uh, us to use products like microsilver, it can't destroy everything out there. It can't destroy all bacteria. That, the bacteria is good for us and the bad bacteria. What we're gonna do is get rid of the bad bacteria. And so the microflora that's important to us and important to our good health is below the epidermis. And that's why I can't reach it, because it can't be absorbed by the skin. So it's very, very safe that way.
Okay, David. Thank you so much for that. Now, actually, I'm using the slides that our SVP used when she was here, and this is something very interesting. I don't know if you can share with us a little bit of background as when it comes to this slide, particularly the one that was published by Cosmetics Medicine magazine in 2008.
This is a the solution that was used, 0.1. Actually, the optimal solution is 0.2% microsilver, but it shows that even at 0.1%, microsilver does work. And that's a percentage of microsilver that's being used. And if you took a look at this slide, it's just showing how a staphylococcus colonization on the skin can be reduced significantly. It shows how it acts as a broad spectrum antimicrobial agent. And these studies have proven over and over how effective this can be. You're going to see a number of different studies on atopic dermatitis, acne, prone skin. All these things are affected by bacteria, and microsilver works very, very effectively on that. One thing I remind everyone is that it does take time sometimes for it to work. It doesn't happen necessarily overnight or 1 or 2 days. Sometimes it takes a week or two before you start seeing some marked results, but it will affect the colonization that can occur on the skin. Many types of bacteria.
Yes, David, and I believe that you raised an important point there that it takes time because sometimes when you offer this to people and people are expecting that when you use it instantly, when you use it it will instantly give you the results, right? So
Yeah.
it's very, very important to use it as often as you can, regularly, should I say, because my experience with this is that my son has been using the Fairy Microsilver Sterling. And the good thing about it, because he has developed some rashes in her neck, and I don't know what's causing it, but I said to him, just keep on using it, and eventually it has really reduced in terms of the rashes that is present in her neck, and I believe that this is because of the antimicrobial properties that are present in the microsilver. And then, yeah, it's very good that you mentioned that you should use it on a regular basis as well. And talking about this, Perry Sterling, because sometimes we use alcohol, right? We use alcohol, and you have to understand that alcohol gives you not so many good ingredients as well. And one of the things whenever we use alcohol is it dissipates very quickly, right? So as soon as
Yeah.
it evaporates, the effect is gone immediately. Now, one thing I have noticed about this microsilver, it has long term what you call that, long term effectiveness. So can you share with us that long lasting effect when it comes to fighting the bacteria?
Well, what happens is, well, you're right about alcohol. When the thing is that if you wash your hands with a hand sanitizer, the one thing to note is that once you touch a surface that is contaminated, you recontaminated your hands again. And so it could be an endless cycle. And alcohol could be very drying at the same time.
Mhm.
Uh, when we're looking at our products here with microsilver, because microsilver it is granular in appearance, and so it does stay on the skin. And as long as it's on the skin, it will continue to release ions over time. The moisture releases that. And so it continues to work, continues to cleanse, continues to cleanse that bacteria that causes so many issues. A lot of rashes are caused by bacteria. And so you can use this safely. and it will continue to work, meaning that once you place the cream on your hand, this Fairy Sterling on your hands, it still works, even when, over time, because the microsilver is still there, still resonant, creates a silver depot on the skin, and it releases silver ions over time. It's a
And
very
this is
effective.
very essential. Yes, and this is very important, especially like myself. I travel a lot, and I go to the airport. I hand a lot of things. I eat and everything. So it's very important that you
Yeah.
continuously protect yourself, especially right now. I know that you have been a fan of the Fountain of Life. You put drops as often as you can, but it's also very important to take care of our hygiene, right? Of our external part of our body, right? So this is one thing that I always carry with me, particularly the Fairy Sterling Hand and Body Moisturizer, because you have to understand it contains four very powerful ingredients, which includes the microsilver, as David was saying, as David is sharing with us. We also have the Norwegian spruce tree extract in it. So imagine the powerful antioxidant that neutralizes, of course, the environmental pollutants in it. And it also contains the olive oil extract and the shea butter, which is, of course, helping us to be hydrated and moisturized when it comes to our skin. So, can you share a little bit more, David, when it comes to the importance of this Fairy Sterling?
Well, the other thing is moisturizing. A lot of times, one of the big issues that we see, with our when I'm working, here's a great example. I work in an environment that can really dry your hands and cause rashes to form, can be very drying, cause crepey skin, all these things that you don't like. Is because moisture is being constantly pulled away from your skin. It can be very uncomfortable and painful. I use sterling on a regular basis to moisturize my skin because what it's doing is protecting that olivin 1000, which is the olive oil extract, is something that I really like. And if you see it, you go, "Is that what it is?" It comes in big boxes. It's flaky, but it has an incredible moisturizing benefit to your skin. And what it will do is give you a layer of protection that you really require, along with the microsilver. And the Norwegian spruce extract that we found in Fountain of Life, what it's doing is mopping up free radicals on the skin. Free radicals cause a lot of issues. And I don't think we talk about that enough sometimes. And so to reduce free radical activity that could cause so many problems, the age appearance of our skin, we have the Norwegian spruce extract, and we use the term mops up, but what it's doing is just neutralizing the free radicals that can otherwise cause issues over time.
Yes, thank you so much, David. By the way, Tamar, feel free to interrupt if there are any questions coming in from our Q&A box or even our chat box. Is there any questions there, Tamar?
Right. Yeah, we have one question from Shauna. I will just going to read the question. So she say, regarding the night serum, I found that the end of the cream was darker. Does the silver settle? Yeah, hopefully I read it good.
It could. I'm not sure. On the whole, that in a cream, usually it's suspended nicely, but there's always that possibility that it might settle a little. It shouldn't be that impactful because we're looking at 0.2%, so it won't affect the formulation that much, but it can settle a little. If you're using something that's more liquid, when I say liquid, we're looking at the mouth spray or the mouthwash. You should really shake up the bottle before you use it. And our microsilver spray, give it a good shake to make sure that it is suspended when you're using it. Silver does not dissolve in solution. What it's doing is it suspends in solution. And so the best thing we could do is give it a quick shake. Okay.
All right.
Great.
Thank you for that,
Thank you
David.
very
And
much.
yeah, and I can see Shauna also saying that she's loving the mouth spray.
Right.
Well, I do hope that we also have that here in Southeast Asia, but nonetheless, we're looking forward to that. And this is one of the great additions that we have here in with regards to the microsilver. So thank you so much. Are there any questions, Itamar?
For this time, no, not yet.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway,
That's
just
fine.
keep your questions coming in. If you want to learn more about our topics for today, please feel free to put it in our Q&A box. Now, I would like to move over to one of the things that I truly enjoy using, which is basically our micro silver toothpaste. I have been using it for so many years now, since we started with the Opulence Global here in the Philippines. And because the reason I say that is before I used to have, wait, because I used to have this what do you call this? This mouth sores, right? I used to have it like every other month, and when it comes, what happens is, of course, it's very painful. I find it very hard to eat, and I also have some bleeding gums. But since I started using this too, which is basically the fountain of life and the toothpaste, basically I can't remember the last time I had it, but it has really significantly reduced, particularly my mouth sore. So I think what's very powerful here is, again, the microsilver, which is basically an antibacterial, right? So if you could share with
Yeah.
us, David, particularly the benefits that we can gain from using this microsilver toothpaste.
Well, it is going to reduce bacterial activity in your mouth for sure. You know, a lot of times mouth sores are created from the viral activity, and perhaps what you're seeing is the antiviral impact if you're getting less cold sores from it. Uh, microsilver is very effective as an antimicrobial agent. Oh, it says it right on there. But it does reduce, periodontal disease very effectively. That's been proven. The other thing that we don't stress enough is that it is safe for children, and the compliance is
Yes.
actually higher. One of the things that children complain about a lot are the taste of the toothpaste on the market right now, and they find it unpalatable. They don't like it. They don't like the taste, and therefore they're not using toothpaste to its optimal. And as a result, they develop dental caries, which as a parent, we always hate because dentists are so expensive as is. So, you want compliance. Compliance is really important. And the other thing too to note is that they're looking at the compliance of teenagers using fluoride toothpaste. And fluoride toothpaste is becoming very controversial. We're seeing that 40% of the American teenagers have developed dental fluorosis, and that is just the staining of the teeth due to fluoride exposure. Now, they're concerned about skeletal fluorosis, and skeletal fluorosis is the poor development of our skeletal system due to fluoride exposure. They're not sure how many people are affected by that, but I'd say the doctors are concerned about this, and fluoride is one of the culprits. Now, the other thing to know is that, and this has become more and more topical, because they said that fluoride exposure at a young age affects a child's neural development. And when they're testing them at the age of between 9 and 12, we're talking about their IQs, they found out these children significantly score lower than those children not exposed to fluorides. So a lot of societies are now reviewing this and trying to decide whether fluoride should be used in some of the products. Water. We're looking at other areas like toothpaste and that. They're concerned about it, and it's become a growing concern. So if this is happening, at least you do have an alternative. And it's because children tend to swallow toothpaste, and it's a concern of our parents. And as a parent, you should be concerned. If you're not swallowing it, you don't have to worry about it as much, but you should. There's a growing concern about, how toothpaste are being used, how they are being marketed. If you take a look at the marketing of toothpaste, you'll notice that they always show a big, big swirl of toothpaste on a toothbrush. So always a big swirl. And yet, if you read the instructions, it says use a pea-sized amount. So what you see is not necessarily what they recommend. So, again, yeah, all these things, and the question comes down to why are they all candy flavored? Why are they making it so that children are tempted to swallow it? So there's a lot of concern about that. And the other thing too is that there's a warning on all North American toothpaste that state if you should swallow, excuse me for my cold, if you should swallow toothpaste, you should call your poison control center. Now, the funny thing is that I don't think a lot of people realize the number of people that are affected, and up to 10,000 Americans are hospitalized each year due to the swallowing of toothpaste. Doesn't mean they're going to die. We're not trying to say that. It's just that they are hospitalized as a result. So there's serious things happening, and you should be aware of that. I don't know how many of those 10,000 are children, mind you, but again, our objective here is to provide you with a safe alternative that's effective.
And David, this is very, very important. That's the reason why, because these things are not being talked about very often, right?
No.
We don't. I myself have found this out with only with the trainings that we have been doing here, and it's really breaking my heart that this statistics about the children who are suffering from these things because of the fluoride exposure, and actually that's the reason why we came up with a video that shows the effect of this fluoride among kids. And I don't know if you've seen that video. I don't know, it's important for us to also educate other people when it comes to these things. And basically, we have a solution. We basically provide you an alternative for you to have a toothpaste that is fluoride free, that is devoid from all of these things that can cause for something some effect in our health. And that's the reason why we are very passionate in sharing this things, this information. And that's the reason we also produce this kind of product, which is basically totally safe, especially among children. And I know that you love your kids, right? You want to protect them with as much protection we can give them, but unconsciously, according to the video that I know, David, that you also did, is that unconsciously we are exposing our kids, our loved ones, to these things that are harming their bodies.
Yeah, we do want to protect our children. Of course we do. You know, as parents, you always want to make sure that you do the best for your children, but it's harrowing at times. When we learn all the things that pratfalls of raising them. And then when you ask them, are you swallowing your toothpaste is one of my questions, or has been a question. And they always say, no, I don't believe them half the time. So again, what they do and what they say they're doing are sometimes two different things. So you want to be able to provide them with a safe alternative, and we do offer that anyway. So people should be aware of that.
All right. Thank you so much for that, David. And of course, we just introduced our micro silver mouth spray and mouthwash, and this is actually a new addition to our product line. And I know that this is something that you can use when you are on the go, especially as we are exposed always, especially when you eat, you don't have time to brush your teeth. Now, this is one thing that you can always have a handy thing in your pouches, in your bags, and yeah, it's just wonderful that we have that. Can you share with us a little bit more about this, the mouthwash and the mouth spray?
Yeah, well, the mouthwash, well, both of them are uh, they're alcohol free, number one. So it's good for all ages. Again, it's with microsilver technology. And so what happens is that the microsilver embeds itself into the mucosal layer. We're talking about the lining of our mouth when we rinse. And the nice thing about it, because of the microsilver's porosity, that's very porous, and large particles, it'll embed itself in our gums and our lining of our mouth, and it'll continue to work over time. And so And if you just swallow a bit, it's perfectly safe. But what it will do is reduce the amount of bacteria, the bacterial load in our bodies, and it'll reduce it because, our oral cavities can lead to so many issues in our health. Dental health, cardiovascular health, and our mental health can be all affected by the bacteria that enters through our mouth. And so it continuously works. And this is a really interesting product, I think. Still waiting for my bottle. I ordered and haven't received it yet because my fault. But I want to get some because I think this is a great idea and a great product. And keep your breath fresher for a longer period of time. Has aloe vera in it. Aloe vera is part of it, and aloe vera has natural and anti-inflammatory properties. So if you have bleeding gums and everything, it will help with that, and it will work very effectively together with the microsilver. So it works very well.
Yes, and you mentioned, David, about oral health and how it relates to other, cardiovascular health and all these things. And we just have to understand that because that's actually where where we put the things inside our body, right? So
Yeah.
imagine all the things that your mouth, your oral health is exposed to on a daily basis as well. So this is very, very important that we have that kind of protection when it comes to our oral health.
Well, I think it's very important. And that,
Okay.
a lot of times when we start feeling sick, we tend to gargle, and it's sort of natural that we'll gargle with the mouthwash to reduce. We all understand that intrinsically we'll do that just to get rid of the amount of bacteria there. Especially if you have a sore throat, we say gargle, get rid of the bacteria. We've got a product that's alcohol free it will last a lot longer than that. And then we developed this mouth spray, which is wonderful for everyone on this call because this is a business where you're doing person to person discussions on a regular basis and you're talking to people on a regular basis. And so you have no reason not to have fresh breath constantly. This is a wonderful product. You give your mouth a quick spray and it will keep your mouth smelling fresher and cleaner over the day. And then if you're traveling, it's a wonderful way of getting off the plane. A lot of times, I don't know about you, but I'll carry a toothbrush because, when you're traveling overseas, I'll tell you, when you're sitting on that plane for the longest period of time, your mouth tends to, I don't know if it is, but it feels gamey. So I like to brush my teeth before deplaning, or after I've deplaned, I go to the washroom and just give it a quick brush just to try and freshen my breath a little if I'm meeting people. But this is a wonderful alternative to that. It's easy to carry.
Yes, and I love what you shared there, David. I experienced it myself. I don't like people sharing with me with having all of those odor in their mouth, right? So
Yeah.
it kind of distracts me whenever I listen to their presentations, and it kind of give an impression on the person that you're sharing something which is particularly for your health, and you yourself cannot take care of your health. So that's a huge thing, right? So again, we have all of this microsilver as much as we can included in our product line so that you can get protected, especially from the outside, as well as for your oral health as well. And of course, we also have our hair care, David. So let's talk about our hair care because I know they contain, because I did a little bit of research, and they contain certain ingredients that are very harmful and detrimental when it comes to our body. So what we have here is again, a safe home revolution is protecting you from the harmful ingredients from the product we use every day. And we basically have this two product line. We have the Sensual body wash plus shampoo and conditioner. So basically, this is a 3-in-1. Sensual is for women, and the Captive Posh is for men. But basically, you can mix it up. If because initially when it was launched here in the Philippines, many of our female partners are using the Captive Posh, and they've been loving it as well. So yeah, can you share with us a little bit of what
Yeah.
this Sensual and Posh Captive are all about?
Yeah, they aren't necessarily specific to gender, but yeah, our original design was captive for men, essential for women, but really seriously, like either gen like I've met women that like captive, and I've met men who prefer essential, and it really depends on your preference, and they work just as well. So they're not gender specific as we first thought. The whole idea behind this was to remove things like SLES. You know, SLES can be very drying, it can be very harsh, and it's used in a lot of, it's a surfactant used in a lot of formulations, and it's used in hand washes, all these other things and it works well. But again, it can be very drying on the scalp. We want to try and protect our scalp. So in both formulations, we've added things like the Fountain of Life Norwegian spruce extract. And why have we done that? Because it will protect us from free radical damage. It'll lower free radical activity on the scalp that can cause so many issues like hair loss and all these things. So that was one of our objectives. We just wanted to improve that. We used acai berry. Acai berry is one of those powerful antioxidants that promotes better circulation of the scalp. And when we think about it, you know, our hair really is not really exactly the target. It's the beneficiary of these. If we have a healthier scalp, you know, we'll have healthier hair. Okay, so that was the whole objective. So that's why we have acai berry for things like for circulation, and then we have hydrolyzed silk proteins and captives that will really help, and it helps a lot in terms of uh, just the building blocks of our hair, and help strengthen it and improve its luster and its ability to you know, withstand the harsh environments that it's faced with. Our heads are areas that face a lot of contamination, you know, from pollutants, everything, because it's the highest part of our body. And that's what we have to be aware of. It's very active in terms of microbes and free radicals on a daily basis. And we're just trying to reduce that. The other thing with the Fountain of Life extract is that the Malaysia furfur uh, fungus that is causes dandruff is greatly reduced. And although we're not going to call this an anti-dandruff shampoo, it does reduce the dandruff flakes on the scalp in both formulations. So it does help, and that was one of the objectives, is to give some added benefit to our scalp and try and improve its scalp health.
And yes, David, and if I may, because I really love using this product, and it just let me think that, you know, it does not just cleanse your whole body from head to foot, considering that this is not just a shampoo, it's also a body wash, but it nourishes our body with this very powerful active ingredients, and including, of course, the Norwegian spruce tree extract. And what I have seen for myself is that, you know, even the texture of my skin and everything, so it really and when I put just a little bit amount on my palm, and it lathers very much. So
Yeah.
basically I can use it for my whole body, and usually this lasts for me around 3 to 4 months, so 3 to 4 months. So that's how you know, um I use this product as well, and I would encourage each and every one of you to use this as well, as this is very, very good when it comes to you know, not just cleansing your body but nourishing and protecting your body from with it, all of these powerful active ingredients. Okay, so are there any questions there, Itamar, at this time?
And this time, no question.
Yes,
We're
so
doing,
I can
we're
see
doing,
some comments here. Yes, coming from Mara Broman, saying that the shampoo works great. Wow, thank you so much, Mara, for sharing that as well. And yes, aloe vera, I feel better already, coming from Kevin Clay. Okay, so these are actually some of the products that we have here, and I think we only have a few minutes more to go. But nonetheless, again, this is very important. Not only we protect our body from the inside by taking Fountain of Life, but as well as protecting us from the outside with all of these ingredients, such as the microsilver, as well as using the Fountain of Life. And one thing I noted when it comes to this shampoo is that, David, what I do is that I use the conditioner as a leave-on. Is it okay?
Can you say that
because
again?
because I
Mm.
often use gels, right? I often use
Yeah.
gels, yes. And so what I did was, instead of I stopped using the gels already, but right now I use the conditioner, the captive wash conditioner, as a
Sure.
leave-on to my hair.
Oh, that's okay. I don't think, it's got all the building blocks for your hair. Reduce, it's got the Fountain of Life extract in it, so it'll be all good. It's not a gel, but it certainly will help your scalp. As a leave-on, yeah, it's not perfect, but it might coat your hair a little, but it'll still work.
Yes, and I agree with Karen. Karen is saying here that captive makes the hair shine. That's basically true, and that is why my hair is as black as it can be, right?
Well, that's part because you're reducing free radical activity. The other thing I can't stress enough, though, externally, all these products really work well. But internally, let's not forget that because internal inflammation causes so many skin scalp issues. If you're worried about losing your hair, men and women, one thing to recognize is that 5-alpha reductase, as we grow older, forms, and as a result, it causes testosterone to become dihydrotestosterone, and it's attenuated by lignans like Fountain of Life. And so it will reduce hair loss in both men and women. And women do have testosterone, not as much as men, but even a little bit of DHT or dihydrotestosterone causes significant hair loss in women. So if you want to reduce that, you're going to start from the inside, but nourish the outside as well. And that is proven, and that's why there's a lot of companies now who are adopting the notion that beauty starts from within. Okay, so we have a solution right there, and something to consider if you're concerned about hair loss and your overall appearance. If you have inflammation of the skin, it does lead to you know significant issues and significant challenges, and so you can reduce that all by having a reduction of oxidative stress internally, and then we have the products can help you externally as well. So you have to look at it as a total regimen at times to reduce some of the issues that you're and challenges that we're all faced as we grow older. It's not easy, but we do have some solutions. Rico, I think you're frozen again, buddy. Oh, I lost him. I lost everybody.
No,
Oh,
I'm
oh, you're
I'm here.
back.
I'm here.
May I ask
Yeah,
where are you located?
I'm look. What? Can you ask again?
Where are you located? Where are you right now? What country are you in?
Right, right now I'm still in USA after the
Oh,
cruise
okay.
from last week.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
How was it?
originally I'm from Israel.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, I think we lost Rico. That's okay.
Well, that's Rico. So
I
yeah,
think so.
he will jump in 1 minute, I think. Yeah,
Oh, that's
for
okay.
sure.
Well, if we lost, that's fine. Oh, there he is. Oh,
Here
see
we
him.
go. See him too. Hello, Rico.
You're back.
Yeah, apologies for that. For whatever
No, don't
reason, I
worry
think
about it. No.
my other gadget is the one that's causing it, but I changed the gadgets already. So anyway, we have come to the top of the hour, and again, thank you so much. My message here is that we gotta use our products, and of course, we need to share them as well. We have explained to you all of the benefits, all of the things that are very important when it comes to the protection of our health. Safe home revolution, protecting you and your family and your loved ones by removing all these harmful ingredients from the product we use every day. So, any last words, David, before we wrap up this call?
No, I think that, we have the tools now, and we're building more tools for you to lead, healthier lives. We've gone through a period of time of massive change. and challenges as a world, with the pandemic and everything that's gone on. And we could look back as a learning experience, but moving forward, how can we improve our chances for this not to repeat? And so we do have products both internally and externally that can reduce the impact of anything that's going to come forward. And believe me, we're not out of the woods yet. I don't think we are. I don't think any of the people I've read about are saying that we're not going to ever be affected by another pandemic, but we want to reduce chances of that. We still have to look out for the bird flu that can hit us at any time. We have to still look at the coronavirus and the possibilities of that sort of edging up. So, we have products that can certainly reduce the chances of us getting into a situation that just really just hit us up on the side of the head and woke us up in during a very difficult time. But we do have new products. We have products that are going to help. And I just can hope that, the people on this call try it out and live longer and healthier lives. That's my objective. So all the best to all of you. And I really do appreciate you listening and tuning in. And if there's anything I could do, please give me a call.
Absolutely, David. And of course, we'd like to, as David has mentioned, we have a tool that you can use. You can actually visit our Facebook pages, the Fountain of Life Official. You can become a part of that private group for you to be updated of all the testimonials. And even there are a lot of Q&As that are being asked there. So you can basically use that tool to share also to your loved ones, to the people that you know. There is a button at the button at the bottom there. It says here send. You can send it to private messages, so that whenever someone asks you, does it help with this? Does it help with this? You can basically share with them some of the testimonials that we have in our FOL Facebook page. So again, thank you so much, David, for this very informative session together with you. As always, I know it's Family Day there in Canada.
Yeah.
So we
Thanks,
appreciate
Nico.
the time that you have spent with us this evening.
Well, thanks for all your effort to make this better, and I appreciate it. So you take care. Have a good night, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, and that being said, thank you, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless, and to the billion. Thank you, everyone.